Welcome to Vadd The Movie, Final Fantasy 1. Here we go. Looks like we get to pick a class and a name. We're going to go with something like this. I think this will work. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, the warriors of light will come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last come, and in each hand was clutched a crystal. Look at the crystals. Warriors of light, that's us. We are here at the castle. The king is searching for the prophesized warriors of light. We've got the crystals. Could be us. Welcome, travelers. We do have the crystals, king. Here they are. Everybody show them your crystals. Alright, the Chancellor's a little suspicious that we might not be the warriors of light. Okay, the king's going to give us a quest. Rescue the princess. Okay. Garland, a knight of his service, once mighty, has taken the princess to the Chaos Shrine. Okay. Oh, this is incredible. We're going to go save the princess right away. Perfect. I mean, if we really are the warriors of light, it doesn't sound like too much of an ask, right? Seems like a pretty good test for us. Love it. The dancing girl in town knows information. All right, let's go talk to the dancing girl. She apparently knows things. Sounds about right. Okay, where's town? Aha! Ornella. Look at this. Okay, we found the dancer. We do not want to dance. Yeah, they're not very helpful. I really thought they would, like, give us a clue. Like, you know, the Chaos Shrine's, like, you know, north of the town or, like, through the woods or something. You know, like, I thought there'd be some direction or something. That's alright. We'll just go find the Chaos Shrine all by ourselves here. I am so incredibly excited for this opportunity here, as this is my first ever anything Final Fantasy. I've always wanted to jump into the series, but I've never done it, and I thought, well, I'll start with the first one. Doesn't that make sense? Right? We'll start with Final Fantasy 1. And in my research for this Vadd the Movie, I discovered that they're not chronological. Each Final Fantasy game is supposedly a standalone thing. So I'm so glad I've started at 1. I've never seen anyone play any of these games. I've worked, not too hard, but I've worked to avoid them all these years because I just wanted to experience them myself. We've found Garland, the knight, and I think we found the princess. He wants to fight. So combat is really basic, but in all fairness, Final Fantasy 1 here, this originally was released in 1987. I'm going to say that again. The year was 1987, okay? So every time you see something here and you go, well, that's cliche. Oh, no, no, no. This is history. It wasn't quite cliche when this came out. We saved the princess. Hype. Sarah, we have come to rescue you. Yes. Words could never be thanks enough. All right, so we're going to take her back to the castle, show her dad that we are the prophesized warriors, allegedly. Okay, he's going to give us the whole prophecy. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors will come. If they gather the shards of light, the darkness will be pushed back. Okay, restore the crystals is the only hope of ridding the world of evil. This is kind of a lot. Alright, they're going to do a happy dance. She's going to give me a lute? Okay. For Snorlax, right? Oh, too soon? Okay, too soon. It is 1987, right? The dancing girl in town knows things. Yeah, we'll go talk to her, sure. So there's a bridge we could not pass that apparently by saving the princess, the king promised to rebuild the bridge, which will allow us to journey further. So as far as level design goes, it pretty much funneled us toward the cave the princess was in. We could not go any further, so this is pretty great. Look, there we are on the hill, overlooking the town. And so our quest begins. We, the Warriors of Light, are feeling overwhelmed by the great task destiny has placed before us. We don't even know the true significance of the crystals we hold in our hands, the crystals that once long ago held a light that shone so brightly. The time for our journey has come, the time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into the light. Oh, this feels so epic. Don't let the pixels fool you, okay? Yeah, combat is just fight or run, heal or punch. Like, there's nothing fancy to it, and I love the simplicity. Okay, we found, I guess, a witch? I think she's missing her eyeball, though. She keeps, like, complaining about her eye and walking into things. I'm not sure if there's anything we can do here, but she can't see anything without her eye. Who could have? Someone stole it, wasn't me? We should go before we, like, I don't know, get turned into a newt. I don't know what witches do. Alright, looks like there's some desert tiles, some swamp tiles, some forests, some grassland, some water, and some mountains. Really impressive just what is shown here, just from the very limited, you know, it's all, you know, pixely pixels, right? Okay. We found the new town. Let's see what's going on. Provoca. Sure, why not? Kind of sounds like a lunch meat, doesn't it? Please help us. Okay, anything else? What do you know? What's wrong around here? The pirates are looting and pillaging. Oh no. Huh. I don't know where the pirates are. That's okay. We'll talk to this guy. What's up, guy? You looking piratey? Oh, keel haul him. No. Calm down, Bilk. He's gonna make my bones go crunch. Are you kidding me? I did not realize he was the pirate. I thought he was like a merchant or something, or someone in town. I did not realize that was the pirate who's overtaking the town. And he attacked me. It's a 9-on-4. These are terrible odds. These are incredibly terrible odds. He better beg forgiveness after this. After we beat up his whole crew. Now what? Pirate Bilk? Bicky? Bikey? Whatever. Oh. Okay, well, we got a sailing ship, and he's repented of his pirating ways. He's had a change of heart. Well, good work, us. We saved the city. I was just trying to get more information about the pirate problem. Oh, well. All right, we're going to rest at the inn. I don't know why the currency is called Gil. G-I-L. But, oh, we're a boat. No, we're on a boat. Okay. We'll just make our way across. New city, new town. Oh, look, they're elves. The prince has been cursed with a deep sleep. You got a sleeping prince? Oh my goodness, look at him. Yeah, he's asleep. Zonked out completely. He's got all the Z's. Talk to this guy. The prince has been under a curse. We need some concoction to rouse him. My biggest struggle in this journey has been trying to figure out where to go and when to go. Pretty much, eventually, you just hit dead ends, and then I kind of bounce off them and make my way around. Case in point. You know, you end up in a position where there's nowhere else I can go, so I just try and go somewhere else and stumble into things. I can see the mini-map kind of on the top right corner is quite large, but I feel lost a lot, but the more probing I do, just kind of going wherever I can, the more I find where I'm supposed to go. Like, I pretty much stumbled where I feel like I should be going, but there's definitely absolutely, I don't want to go in here. Okay, the big hole in the ground led to a cave. There's absolutely no hand-holding. All of the villagers seem to have a clue about what's what, but they don't do a good job of, like, directing you where you should go with that clue. It's just clues. It's just, hey, we've got a pirate problem. Next thing you know, I'm fighting pirates. And I walk into the elf kingdom. Hey, the prince is asleep. Go wake him up. Oh, okay. You know, I find a witch. She's missing her eyeball. Like, I'm expecting to find an eyeball at some point, right? But I don't know where the eyeball is. But when I find it, I have that, like, clue in the back of my head, right? We know we have a character who's asleep and needs to be woken up. We know we met someone who's missing an eyeball. You know, we're looking for things that monsters. We're looking for, not monsters, but we're looking for clues that, we're looking for items, right? That when I find them, you know, I'm kind of keeping a mental catalog of, like, Who should we go back and talk to? Okay, if I ever find an eyeball, I know who. I'm getting a little off track here, but getting the ship felt like it really opened up the world, which is pretty hype. We found the crown. Okay, we don't know anyone who's missing a crown, though. Okay. There's only, like, one place left to go, and... Okay, good, there's something here. Perfect. Who's this guy? What are you on about? Why is he laughing at me? Why is this guy laughing? What's so funny? What was your trap? Why are we the fools? This is the king of the Dark Elves. Oh, no. Not the Dark Elves. Oh, no. He's gonna take our crown, and he's got the eye. See? This is what I was talking about. Now we're here. And we found who has the eyeball. Knowing who has the eyeball's kind of a big deal, as we know who's missing an eye, and then hopefully, I don't know, hopefully she's a wish. She'll make a potion, we'll wake up the prince. He'll be like, I'm missing my crown, we'll give him the crown. I don't know. I mean, that makes sense in my head. We just need to do a little bit of backtracking across the bridge and whatnot back to the witch, but shouldn't be too bad. It's kind of forever. It's kind of forever to get back to this witch. All right, we've got our eyeball. Hopefully she's going to be happy about the whole eyeball thing. Okay, she has an amazing potion. The Jolt Tonic. Well, she can see again. She thought we'd be more attractive. Okay, well. Back to the Elven Castle, I suppose. All right. Hello? We have a Jolt Tonic, Mr. Healer. What does this do? This will break the curse and awaken the prince. Oh yeah, flashbanged. Wakes me right up every time. Mental note, let's try and like make that less bright. I don't know. Okay, he gives us a mystic key. Yeah, now we're talking. I don't know what it opens, but we've got a mystic key. We've saved the prince. Okay, let's talk to the dancer maybe. Mystic key can open up locks in the castle. Okay, let's go see if we can find some castle-y locks. Use the key to open the doors. That's some really great advice, Mr. Wizard. We will use the key to open the doors. Okay, we're just getting some loot. Okay, what is this? TNT nitro powder explosives. Like, these chests are kind of funny. It's like, here's a dagger, here's a sword, here's some armor, here's a tent, and some dynamite. All right, more pirates. A couple of these guys. There's like actually like a shockingly large variety of these monsters. I don't know how many are gonna make it into the final cut of this Vadd the Movie, but there's probably at least 100 different monster types throughout, you know, Final Fantasy 1 here. We can't get off the boat if we're not at one of these boat docks. So it's kind of a big deal that when we're sailing around, we're looking for boat docks, more so just like, we'll just land here, throw it on anchor. No, we need these actual docking stations to disembark from the boat. This does open up quite a bit more of the map, but the only place to go seems to be this like tunnel-y entrance. Look at this, we found some dwarves. What did he say, Lalo Holy? What? What's up, guy? If he could get legendary metal, he'd make us a sweet sword. Hey, Vadd from the future here, listen, we did get him the legendary metal, but by the time we got it, we had better weapons. So nobody gets to use the sweet sword. But I thought it was cool that, you know, if you remember that this guy said that or stumbled into him and you happen to pick up the stuff, you could kind of make your way back to take him. I also like they gendered Excalibur here. I think that's really fun. You know how men are. You see a creation, you know, and you put a her on it that you love. All right, so moving on. We're going to try and find, I guess, where we need to go next. Back to the live commentary. Okay. This guy, I think he's very excited we have explosives. Okay. We can blast the rock to smithereens. Oh, we need to move or we're gonna die, he said. Okay, we're moving. Should we trust this? Why do we give this guy the nitro? What has he done? Oh my goodness, no. He's completely changed the geography. Does this man have a license to do this? Well, we'll just sail right through. Don't mind if we do. Okay, more pirates. Get out of here, you silly buccaneers. I can't believe the dwarf just... Boom. Wow. All right, what's going on over here? Well, Melman's kind of a dump. They want us to restore the crystals. Okay. Okay, there's an earth crystal around here that needs to get restored. Stop by her father's shop. Okay, we can see what we can do. I mean, if he sells something helpful. Okay, there's a cave to the south with a wise wizard who knows things. Okay, it's time to explore south, I guess. Assumingly, we'll find a cave. I mean, that's what all the advice said. That there's a cave to the south. Not really sure if I love the simplicity of the combat. Not that I want it to be more complicated, but I'd kind of like the combat to... Like, I don't really understand how magic works. And I don't quite understand why. Like, I've got this monk guy who apparently is stronger if I don't give him a weapon. But it keeps auto, like, handing him a weapon when I click, like, give optimal equipment and stuff. So I don't quite understand the classes. They call them jobs, but how they work. You know, we have, like, we have a fighter in Karsa. And with Stormy is our monk. He punches things. And Sari is our thief. And our red mage there is Quick Ben. We have some other classes we could have picked, but I'm really not sure how big of a deal the classes are. It seems to be pretty significant as far as like stuff that they hold, as they're all kind of holding different stuff. But it's really unclear to me like why some items are optimal. Like whenever I give some of them like what I think's a better armor or whatever, they like lose some of their dodge, and like that's a big deal. Or at least it seems like it is on the stats screen, but you know. We found a vampire. What's he doing down here? I do want to highlight, look at the background for this cave. Like if you ignore the fighting and kind of the menu screen up in the fight interface, and you see like the background of where we fight on, I'm always kind of impressed by like how far the pixely, you know, version goes. And I got it. Everything's made of pixels, but you know what I mean when I say pixels. Come on. All right, what is this? We got a star ruby. Well, what good is this? All right, there's another cave over here we're going to check out. And let's talk to this guy. Do we have a star ruby? Actually, we do. Okay, here's a star ruby for you, sir. What is he going to do with it? He eats it? What? Sure, yeah, why not? Of course. Then he just kind of stomps off. Well, we better get out of here before he comes back hungry. That was our only star ruby we have. I can't believe he eats it. What the heck? Oh, look who we found. Remember one of those towns dudes were like, hey, there's a wise guy in the cave? We found a wise guy. Okay, if we take... He gave us a staff. It's going to open up a door behind the vampire's chamber. It's tough to appreciate just the slog it is to get here. Assuming you have encounters turned on, right? It's actually like... been very challenging. The difficulty to get through this cave has just been exponentially harder. We're like all the encounters up to this point on a scale of like 1 to 5 or like kind of a 1. This place has been like a solid 2, 3, or 4 in comparison to that 1. I think we found our first like crystal we need to purify though. What's going on around here? What is this thing? This thing feeds on the power of the earth? How dare you? Spot the bad guy. It is the Lich Fiend of Earth. Hey, Vadd from the future here. We lost to this fight a bunch of times. Basically, this thing is very resistant to everything that isn't magic. And we've done a really bad job of teaching Quick Ben any spells. He has like a couple of basic spells that do almost no damage. So he mostly just attacks or throws potions. We messed up. We should have bought some spells by now. And we should have taught them to him. As apparently this Lich guy is like super weak to magic, but we have basically a full melee team, and because our monk is holding the nunchucks, it actually does nerf his damage as well. So like, we've like, not only are like, even though there's an optimize button, optimize isn't quite accurate, we've pretty much just shot ourselves in the foot here, and really struggled with this fight. And the hard thing is that like, it doesn't feel like one of those things where we just needed more levels. It felt like we've made a mistake. And it wasn't immediately clear to me at the time, like, why this thing was so weak why we struggled so hard here. I thought it was just like a billion levels ahead of us. I didn't understand the whole, because how else would you know, right? I didn't quite understand at the time that like this thing needs to be attacked with magic. We're doing this like maybe the hardest way possible. So I've got that going for me. But overall, I think this is a really charming fight. We haven't fought anything quite like this. We haven't been punished in this way yet, and hopefully we don't see too many more magic enemies. All right, back to the live commentary here. I hate this guy. If we lose again, I think I just cry and try again tomorrow. I wish he had a health bar. We did it. We did it. We did it. He's done. He's done. He's done. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my goodness. I have no idea how much health he has. I just keep hitting him going, is he not dead yet? Like, most of the fights up to this point, we win in like, 2 turns. Very rarely is it go to a turn 3. All right, so the altar of earth, the earth crystal has been purified. I guess we have 3 more crystals to find. Let's make it happen. Facts are, I just was completely lost. I ended up having to look it up. Like, where am I supposed to go? I just never quite wandered this far in this direction. I kind of was going the other way looking around, but where there's a lake town over here, the lake town is gonna kind of change our life because they have an important item we need to kind of move things forward. Hey, look at this. We found a new town. Nice. Who doesn't love Lake Town? What are these guys doing back here? What's up, old boys? This is Lucan. Okay, these are some sages. I guess it's some lore? Sure. I mean, it's tough to appreciate that, like, the year is 1987 when, like, this is being put together. And you say, Vadd, why does that matter? Well, there's not... This is a lot of firsts. There might have been some inspirations from some other, worlds, but as far as, like, video games go, there's maybe, what, 1 or 2 or 3 other options, right? Fast forward, all the years it's been since when this came out, and like this canoe is so cool. It really is. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look, we have like a little rowboat guy. He's like rowing it in a white croc. What the heck? It's tough to appreciate just how far removed Final Fantasy 1 is from the current conversation, right? Even if there were some inspirations for this enterprise, which I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Dungeons and Dragons. Some of the enemies we fight are very Dungeons and Dragons. I swear I ran into a mind flare, by the way. Time to play my favorite game. Is the lava hot? The answer is yes. The lava is hot. We're getting burnt. Okay. Now, if I'm not misremembering entirely, some of the lore for Final Fantasy 1. Does this guy want to talk? No, he wants to fight. Okay. Some of the lore here is that I get mixed up with developers and publishers sometimes, but one of the two was going out of business. I forget if it was the developer or the publisher, but this was potentially the last game that they were going to be able to publish. That if this didn't perform well, was probably the end of that company's current life, whatever that looked like. And Final Fantasy 1, again, 1987, turns out did pretty well. It did not make it outside of Japan to North America until 1990, so it took a few years, and it took several years after that to get into the European markets. So it not only did well at home, but it also did well internationally, which is cool to see. Again, it sounds like less of a big deal today when everything's digital, it's online and stuff, but it is so incredible just this piece of history that it is. That it did do so well, and that it was able to cross borders, cross cultures, and connect with different audiences. And coming all the way till today, whatever year this might be, or the year you're watching it, that it's still just able to influence things. I love the 4 crystals. I think it's a fun little gimmick. I like the Warriors of Light. We have these very silent protagonists. They don't say anything. We just defeated another fiend to save the world, and they don't say a word. All right, looks like there's one other thing we should do while we're over in this corner. Now, again, I mentioned earlier that this is my first and only ever Final Fantasy. I've never seen anyone play. I've gone out of my way to avoid, being absorbed into the world because I just wanted to touch it fresh. But apparently airships are a big deal. Apparently airships are a staple of the franchise, just a reoccurring theme item thing. And I really have struggled with this game, just trying to figure out where to go and when. But apparently I kind of missed this cave a little bit. And in this cave is going to be a levitating orb crystal-y thing that if I then take into the desert will give me an airship, which will really open up the map for me. It's kind of mind-boggling to me just how games have changed over the years, right? We got the Levy Stone. We're going to go back to Lake Town and go south. And we'll take our canoe now that we have the canoe, and we can go over here to this little desert patch and get this airship. This is so cool. This was like just this moment for me had me absolutely just giddy, as I didn't really understand like how limited we were before this moment and how open everything felt. Here's the volcano. Here's the ice cave. We started at Lake Town. We're going to go visit the elves and kind of the other places. Here's the elf kingdom, right? And I think we'll try and make our way back to kind of where we started. Here's the hole in the ground. Here's where we got the crown. Here's where we got the eyeball. Here's where we started. And we've just come so far. We really have. And the airship not only gives us a sense of freedom and exploration, but like it really emphasizes for me here hands-on just how big this world is. And not only how big this world is, but also we can't land unless it's open ground. We can't land in the swamps or these woods or the mountains or the desert. It has to be green grass. Really emphasizes for me just not just how big the world is, but like what a neat exploration thing. We got a boat, and then we got a canoe, and then we got this airship. And every time we've like progressed a little further, we get a new exploration tool, which gives me a reason to not just explore more, but even to backtrack and look around. And everyone we talk to, like the dialogue matters. It's only one sentence, but were you paying attention? One dude was like, hey, if you go west of here, there's a tower you can prove your might, some kind of challenge tower. Another person said, hey, to the south of here is some people whose language we don't understand. Another person said, hey, we lost our ferry. And then we asked a pirate guy, and he's like, I sold the ferry to the caravan in the desert to the east. Like everyone gave us like in one sentence great clues and directions. Like the context clues are there, but they're also like very open-ended. And I hate puzzles. I don't say that lightly. I really just don't enjoy puzzles. This one's not too bad. It's this little teleporting puzzle. I think I'll keep in some of the footage, but I'm like so done with this place. I don't really know what we got from here. I thought it would be like a combat. We got a rat's tail. Nice. Great. What'd you get? Rat butt. Okay, nice. And a dragon zombie at the end. Okay, I really thought we were going to have like a slog of like a little boss run or something. I don't know, some levels, some items, but we got nothing. But it turns out that this rat tail is actually important. There's a hole in the ground over here on these islands. And guess who lives in the hole in the ground? This is the chamber of the King of Dragons. The Dragon King. That's right. We are the Warriors of Light, and we have proven our courage. Our bravery seems worthy of consideration. The rat's tail is actually a token of courage and strength. He's going to gift us with a class upgrade. Oh yeah, so our fighter is now a knight, our monk is now a master, our thief is now a ninja, and our red wizard's a red wizard. I'm not exactly sure how the language for their class changed, but now that we've kind of made our way over there, let's go see if we can find the ferry in the desert. This is another one that took me a long while to find because you actually have to walk into a specific tile. This one right here from this direction. Here we go. Secret desert caravan in the oasis, where we buy the ferry. If you don't have the money to buy the ferry, you can't progress the main story. If you don't go to this desert and walk in that tile, you can't progress the main story. I remember before the internet, before you could find guides or even anyone bought the guides, right? You know what would happen? You'd play a game and then you'd meet with your friends at school or after school, you'd hang out, and then everyone would talk. Hey, what game are you playing? How far did you get? You'd all be playing the same game, and you'd have this kind of group discussion of who got further, how did they get there, where's the secret level, you know, how did you find the desert caravan, stuff like this. This is exactly the type of game that I could remember in some formative years having discussions with. Now there's the internet, right? You just Google it. You're like, how do I find the caravan? And like something pops up, probably a Vadd guide, right? If I'm lucky. But point is, there's absolutely no hand holding. There's some context clues, but that's it. And the context clues are not vague. Like they're pretty clear. Go west for this tower, right? But they're also like not incredibly specific at the same time. Apparently now we can finally use this submarine. Baldur's Gate 3 came out just a few years back here, and I remember getting in the submarine in Baldur's Gate 3 and going, this is so cool. Here we are, decades earlier. It might just be a barrel, but we're in a submarine in an underwater, hidden area. This is cool. This is genuinely cool. We found a bunch of mermaids who apparently aren't, I don't know if they live here or if they were like imprisoned here. Like it's not immediately clear to me the difference between like, is this where the mermaids hang out or not? Because they kind of seem like they're little houses, but they also kind of seem like little prison cells. We also found the Rosetta Stone. I don't know how important that is, but I assume it's very important. Now, 4 warriors of light, 4 crystals tied to the 4 elements. We first purified and saved the earth stone and the fire stone, and here we are with the water stone here. Each stone was guarded by a fiend, F-I-E-N-D, which is kind of a broad catch-all term for something that probably isn't great. This one's a kraken, which I think is super fun. The earth one was a lich, and I think the fire one was actually supposed to be a goddess of war, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was misspelled. It looked like a typo, but maybe it was deliberate. Maybe it's a copyright thing, so I won't say it out loud. Just in case. I can't afford more copyright problems. We got a clue. We need to find a waterfall north of the town. This is the only place we haven't been. And there's a waterfall cave. Oh, yeah. Who doesn't love a good waterfall cave? All right. I keep talking to these bats. They say the same thing. Key. They're not very helpful. No directions, nothing. All right, couple of chests, some gil. Why is the currency gil? I really do want to know that. A robot who's been waiting. Hello, sir. This cube is for a flying fortress. We've obtained the warp cube. That's probably important. So the only place we haven't really been to, there's a couple. So you have to like have grass to land, right? There was a dude in this place who was like, I'm trying to learn a thing or something. We have the Rosetta Stone. Like he should be happy. We're going to try and find him again. All right. I found the dude. This is the guy. Somebody told us that there was a guy here that was looking for this stone. I don't remember where. Okay. He's going to teach us a language. This is us learning a language. It's lots of jumping and head nodding. Very impressive stuff. We can now speak a new language and become another person. Oh, just kidding. Okay, so there's one town that I've flown over a couple of times because there's like nowhere good to park my airship. I don't know why we can't just park in the towns. It'd be kind of nice, but not a big deal. Hey, Vadd from the future here. So this town absolutely kicked my butt. And you say, what do you mean it kicked your butt? There's a big fight? No. I left here without talking to literally every single person. There's like one person I missed. And apparently to progress the main story forward, there's one random person here who's going to be carrying the item that when you talk to them, they will give it to you. And the trick to making sure you get it is to talk to everyone. And they all look the same. And I apparently missed getting, I think it's a chime or something. I missed getting the item, so I couldn't like move the ball forward, right? Oh my goodness, it was kind of embarrassing. So this should look a little familiar. You recognize it from the opening cutscene, the tower, right? Those locations were all kind of locations we went. I can't land in the desert still, but I think it's cool that like the opening cutscene locations are the locations we need to go to. They were actually like important places. This one has been like an absolute loot fest, just making sure we have good items. We have more money than we're possibly going to spend, and I feel like we've bought all of the best possible items, so I feel really confident that we've got good items. My only concern is like that lich, the earth dude or whatever, that like was not weak to, he was weak to magic, and we don't really do good magic. Like I'm kind of worried about that. And we've seen a lot of different dragons, like blue dragons, white dragons, zombie dragons, different colors, different elements. But it looks like we're going to be able to hopefully get our way into the Flying Fortress. And this is the 4th crystal of 4 here. So let's see what this is. This observation window looks out upon the world. Okay, the forces of fire, air, water, earth, whatever, are converging on the Chaos Shrine. Alright. It's time. Time to fight the fiend of the air. What is this thing? A Hydra? Oh, this is the fiend of wind. Look at this thing. Recognize him? Another famous dragon from folklore, huh? Depending on, I guess, what you read. Oh my goodness. These like big AoE attacks absolutely blow me up. I'm gonna have to find some magic. But I feel like we hit really hard. I don't know how much health they have. You know, like I have no idea if like we're actually doing good damage or if we're actually like in real big trouble and doing absolutely no damage of any value. All right, 4 crystals have been, the fiends who were sucking the life from these crystals and, you know, destroying the world have been defeated. It is time to go back to the Chaos Shrine, where all the crystals were feeding their power into, and see what's really going on around here. Here we go. Whip them out, boys. Crystals. We focus the light of our 4 shining crystals: fire, earth, water, wind. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. One step forward will travel us backwards 2,000 years. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Time travel. All right, this guy looks familiar. Recognize him? We are now 2,000 years in the past. How is he here? Okay, here we go. Reveal your secrets. So we killed him in our present, in Garland, right? We defeated him then, okay? But the 4 fiends guarding the crystals sent him back into the past. So because we are in the past, he still exists. And he must have defeated us here for his future to continue. If we don't kill him here, he will just continue to exist here. Because in the future... Oh my goodness, time travel. Okay, that's kind of a cool plot twist. That, like, the knight who stole the princess originally was this Lord of Chaos guy, who, by defeating him then, we stopped him. But because the fiends from our timeline still existed and brought him back, he could just reset the cycle. We must defeat him now. Hey, Vadd from the future here. This fight kicked my butt. I ended up having to farm almost 20 levels on my guys and learn combat significantly. The jump for this fight is insane, and I probably fought it more than 50 times. There's so much like randomness to his attacks. This Chaos Dude has an attack that heals his entire health bar from start to finish. He has attacks that team wipe you. He has a bunch of AoE attacks. He casts haste on himself. He will speed up his own. He'll get double attacks basically, right? Like, I just got destroyed. I got so destroyed. Everyone's wearing a ribbon. I have 3 ribbons. I have all like the diamond mithril gear. Like, I have all the literal best items in the game, and I'm still just getting wrecked here. I think it's my fault for not bringing better spells. And I burned through some X potions, which is kind of like a full heal, without understanding like what I was doing, which is kind of a big deal. Like, I could have won a few of these with a full heal. Basic combat flow for this is, at the very top is our Knight Carson, and he hits really hard with his sword. Everyone else is just buffing and healing him. You can see in the lower right actually what attacks are being used, so it'll say like attack, temper, potion. Temper is just a buff. It just makes Carson hit harder, because that's what Carson needs, and he's actually doing the big damage. It turns out this guy has like 20,000 health or something, which is pretty significant. So even though we're hitting him for a couple of thousand, it's still like several turns for a fight here, which is okay, but a lot of these buffs actually secretly stack, and there's nothing that like tells you that or shows you that. So this is apparently kind of the way to do it. I don't really know. I'm not the expert here, but I got my butt absolutely kicked, and this is just really a memorable moment for me, as I just felt like I was never going to beat this guy. He felt so unfair with all of his moves. Oh, the time loop has been severed. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years has ended, and peace prevails. The light of the 4 crystals restores the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath, but magnified by the 4 forces meant to guide our world. That trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness, but that is all now the past and gone. As the four forces flowing as they were meant to, the warriors of light crossed time and saved the princess. When was this fateful day that spent time spiraling into this loop? None could say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of the four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured. The breaking of the chain means that it never existed. Within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds live on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached to the heavens even as they fell. Now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deeper in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world, remembering always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. If you like this video, click like. YouTube channel members to support what I do. And as always, thank you very much for watching this Vadd the Movie. I'm Vadd, and hey, there's more Final Fantasy here on screen for you right now. Go ahead and check it out, and I'll see you there. Until then, bye for now.